Good afternoon, everyone, and to those of you joining us on the call. As you can see, joined by Renee and Emily here to look ahead to Juventus tomorrow. We'll kick off here in the room and then come to the call if you want some time at the end. Who would like to kick us off? Emma? Go ahead.
Hi both, nice to see you. Renee, if we just start with you. Obviously another big game, another Champions League game. You must just really love these experiences that you're getting.
Yeah, I was enjoying myself before as well, so I just love working for the club, love working with the girls. And I'm obviously, like most of us, we're very happy that we're doing well at the moment. So happy for the girls, happy for the staff, happy for the fans as well.
And what about the expectations? Obviously going into this game, you've performed so well over the last couple of weeks. I suppose those expectations may have risen, certainly from the outside. Is it about sort of managing that now?
I think we just have to stay in the moment and see what we have ahead of us. And obviously we analysed the away game against Juventus, and they will do that as well. So it's going to be a new challenge tomorrow. It's obviously a new, we're one step further into the group phase, and it's the second game against each other. So they're going to tweak things. They're going to do things differently probably. And we might want to do that as well. So I think it's a new game that we're going to play tomorrow.
This week there was obviously the news that the Bayern Munich game has been moved to Meadow Park. There was some criticism from the outside, obviously some fans that were disappointed by that. Just wonder what your sort of stance on that was.
I was playing for Arsenal Academy 2006, I think. So I know how big Arsenal's been over a long time, pushing women's football. That was a reason why I came to England. So historically, I think Arsenal has been leading in pushing for women's football, developing, and I think they will do that in the future as well. I think this was a bump in the road. It will always happen. It's like player development. You won't go in a straight line up. There will be challenges on the way. I think this is a challenge, but I think we're all very proud of what Arsenal tries to do to push women's football forward.
I suppose that almost gives you more motivation to want to qualify for knockout stages, is to give the fans some more experiences at the Emirates and these big Champions League games, because there might have been some that were obviously hoping to come to that game that will have to miss out.
Yeah, no, motivation is really high. We have an own inner drive to try and reach that, but we also know how much it means for the fans, so definitely that's a part of it.
Yeah, and just one for you, Emily. Obviously, another exciting game to be a part of. Just talk us through how you think the team has grown over the last couple of weeks, and maybe since from the start of the season, the progression that the team's made.
Yeah, I think right now we're all very, confident in each other and ourselves, and I think with just the entire team, we feel together, and each game has been very difficult, and we've been learning from each and really, finishing our chances and just kind of learning from maybe the hiccups in the beginning of the season. And so, yeah, I think with tomorrow, like Renee was saying, it's another game, another challenge, and I think we're up for it. And I think with just the variety of games and opponents that we've played, it's given us more confidence in the sense that we can deal with anything. So, yeah.
Thank you. All the best.
Thanks, Emma. Art.
Hi Renee. I was just wanting to ask about kind of a theme that's been there for almost a year or so. I think when Jonas was in charge, he spoke a lot about XG and underperformance with that overperformance, and since you've taken charge, I think from 13 XG you've got 19 goals, so big overperformance. I was just wondering if that was an area you kind of pinpointed as area for improvement in the team, and how much kind of attention you put on that.
Yeah, it's when we started this block, us as a staff, but also the players got together and we tried to pinpoint what are the areas we want to do better for this block. What can we easily, under a short period of time, try to impact and influence. And ruthlessness in both boxes was one of them. And then, yeah, I think I've said it before, we work on it. We try to get elements into training. I think the girls have been doing really well. So at the moment, it's actually being paid off, but all process won't be this easy at the moment. It's positive, but we have to keep on working and maintaining this and developing this as well.
Yeah, and I know, like, when you've been asked about your future, you don't really want to go into that, but for you in this period, this block, I guess having quite a clear remit, has that been something that's been quite helpful for you to get through it?
A clear, sorry?
A clear remit, so you kind of know you knew what your
Yeah.
job was kind of coming into it.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I think it's helped us knowing only about the short future, because it's forced us to be in the moment and try to impact things in the moment and on a short-term basis. So I think we took it as positive. I took it as positive. So no, I'm happy with how things have been going so far.
And Emily, I just wanted to ask about something I asked Renee on the weekend. She spoke last week about everyone taking a bit more ownership of the situation, and I was just wondering how, I guess maybe you may have done that. I think on the weekend a lot of kind of first touch football with you and your unit, and how, I guess, did you yourself kind of take that on?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with just coming in the morning and going over clips with your subgroup, like you're saying, talking with people and really getting to know what they like to do, their tendencies, so that you can help them and they can help you. And yeah, I think with the ownership, start with practice and like really making sure that we are finishing our chances and we're training like we're playing in the game. And so I think a lot of it is just accountability, and with that I think it makes you hungrier, it makes you want to do more and do better. And yeah, I think also just with the coaching staff, they've done a really great job of giving us everything we need in terms of what we need to do to beat opponents. And so with that, it's giving us structure, but also some freedom and creativity to work with each other and figure it out.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Helen.
Yeah, Renee, after tomorrow, can you take a break with your 3-year-old son, etc.? Can you just get away from things? So that's the first question. The second question is, when will you know what the future holds?
I will take a little break, 3 days, and then we'll be back at the training ground, training with the players that will be at home and won't be away with the national teams. So everything just keeps on going. But obviously it's been an intense block, so it's always nice, I think, to go up and down in intensity. I think that's healthy, and it gives us some time to reflect and see what we want to develop and what we've done, what we want to do moving forward. About what happens after the international break, I really don't have my mindset on that. So,
Emily, apart from tomorrow, which is obviously huge, you've got this massive game at Wembley, which is probably quite exciting. Did you play in the last one?
I did.
You did. So you probably have quite a lot of memories from that, because it was quite a strange VAR. It was a VAR game, wasn't it, basically?
Yeah.
And how excited you get playing against the people you play with all the time?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Like we said, I mean, my full focus is on tomorrow. But I think, playing at Wembley and getting the opportunity to play in England's football stadium is really special. And yeah, this time I will be playing against my teammates, so it is a little bit different compared to the first time I played there. But I think we're all excited, and again, should be, almost a sold-out crowd. So.
And you're all having Thanksgiving together, is that right? The whole USWNT are going to...
Yeah, we will. Mm-hmm.
Do you know where you're going?
I mean, we're probably staying where we are. I don't think we're going to go anywhere, but I'm sure we'll have a typical Thanksgiving dinner, which will be nice.
With an English dessert, I gather.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll give us both options.
Spotted dip, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Kit.
Hi Renee. Can I ask about the challenge of playing the same team twice in 7 or 8 days? What's kind of the unique challenges that poses?
Well, obviously they know us very well now, and we know them very well. I think now it's a guessing game of what they will tweak and what they will do differently. We're also a little bit further into the group stage now. What's their mindset? What do they want to achieve in this game, and how will they try and achieve it? So we've been going through a couple of scenarios, what we think they might do. I think we have 3 or 4 scenarios in our head, so we have to be prepared for all of them. I think it's, from a coaching perspective, it's fun, because you have one performance and then you play against the exact same opponent, and the challenge that you have in front of you is to try to do it better.
And we're obviously coming to the end of this block. How would you kind of reflect on it in terms of what it shows about yourself?
Learning loads, but I haven't come to that stage yet. I'm fully focused on the game tomorrow. The block isn't finished at all. We have a very big game left to play. So.
And when we get out of tomorrow, you've said that having this clear kind of idea of what your job is has really helped you in this block. At what stage would you like to have that clarity for that first game in December?
Fully trust the club that they're trying to find the right solution to go forward. So.
Thank you. Hi, Emily. Obviously, it seems like from the outside that things have improved under the women sitting to your right, just from looking at the results of the past month. Can you kind of put your finger on kind of why there seem to have been those improvements?
I mean, I think there's a lot of things. I definitely think with the coaching staff, we've had a lot of. It was a smooth transition in the sense, and I think with Renee, she brings a lot of confidence and very even-keeled and just straightforward. And I think with that, you just, again, clarity and also freedom with that. So, and again, with the accountability, I think, you know, as a team, we all want to do better. And so it's never just one person or one reason why we're doing well or bad. And so with that, I think just collective responsibility and accountability to kind of come together and make things work and be better.
Would you be keen for her to stick around beyond tomorrow?
Yes, I think, you know, again, Renee has been amazing this block and has shown us what she can do. But again, I think we all are focused, and why we've done so well is being focused on the present. And so with that, I think after tomorrow and then the international break, we all kind of disperse and then regroup and see where we're at.
Thank you. Good luck
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Thanks, Kate. Aisha at the back.
Hi Renee. After the previous result against Juventus, how do you avoid complacency going into this leg?
Oh, it was a hard game for us to play. It's 1-0 for a long time. We scored 3 late goals, so they get a chance early in the game. So I don't think there's any sign of complacency amongst us. We know how hard it was, and yes, in the end we get a big result. But it took us so much to get there, both physically, psychologically. So I don't think there's any complacency in the camp at the moment.
And we see Emily shine on the pitch, but from a manager's perspective, what would you say makes Emily such a special player?
Foxy's always working hard. She's extremely powerful physically, but with and without the ball. She's a great defender. She's now been here for a while, so she's built up some great partnerships with players around her, and like you can see, she's a good combiner. She recognizes spaces really well in the final third as well. So I think Foxy, very versatile player and a good player to work with.
Emily, sorry, making you blush. You were player of the match in the last match against Juventus, and how do you personally back that performance up now that maybe they have become a bit familiar with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why it is fun to play a team twice after not a lot of time. So, I mean, I think it's just more of a challenge is how I see it. Like, how will they be the same or will they change? And if they do, like, how can I still impact and help my team win? So yeah, I think it's just more so like a challenge to see what I can do to be my best.
And Kit touched on the friendly rivalry with the opposition, but I guess have you been maybe giving Emma Hayes any messages about potential things to look out for?
I haven't. I mean, I feel like with Emma, she probably knows more than I do, just in terms of her length and stay here compared to me. So, no, nothing yet, yeah.
And what's that like playing under Emma, where you were sort of playing against her before?
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of similar to when you're playing against your teammates. It's a newness and a familiarity at the same time. So I think it'll be, especially for her, you know, a lot of emotions coming to Wembley and playing against England.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Brilliant. If we're all done in here, we'll come to the call. Tim?
Thanks. Renee, question for you about Leah, actually. Leah Williamson, I should say. A couple of weeks ago you were asked about her form when perhaps she'd had a couple of difficult games with England, but I think it's fair to say she's very much back in form. When I look back at Arsenal's goals in this block, the amount of times they start with a Leah pass is pretty eye-catching, and I wondered first of all, you know, just generally about her coming back to form and maybe how that kind of 3-2-5 build-up shape that we were talking about on Saturday, how that's maybe helping her just be a bit more central and pick up even more important areas?
Yeah, Leah has been great so far. I think we've been building in that shape before as well. It's just we've built that shape in different ways. Last couple of games, Leah has been the central player, which I think brings out a lot of good things in Leah's qualities. She's a lot on the ball. She can reach both sides of the pitch. But yeah, mostly credit to Leah, because it's not always easy. You go through phases as a player, and it's not always easy to pick yourself up and look forward and find what you need to do to develop again and move forward in the right direction. So I think she's been doing incredibly well from an individual perspective.
Thanks. And Emily, kind of similar question for you in terms of that build-up shape. We really saw it with the US at the Olympics, where you were kind of almost that wide centre-back and Crystal Dunn's pushing up and Katie's doing something very similar. And like Renee said, I know that's not brand new, but I wondered whether you know, the kind of greater defensive clarity in that shape and how it relates to your role with the US has helped you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to compare US to here, just in the sense even though you could maybe say it is a similar shape, there's a lot of different differences and stuff. So I think again with how we've been playing, we understand and know what other people's roles and jobs are. So it's very fluid, I think the shape is. So even if I am going forward and getting the attack, you know, I think Katie and I are on the same page in terms of our defensive structure, which, like you said, gives us clarity.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tim. Ilaria?
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is very simple and could be answered by both Emily and Renee. Good afternoon, by the way. My question is very simple, and it is, what are your feelings and sensations about playing such an important game like a Champions League game, which is against Juventus, in your new ground, since you have been playing at the Emirates starting from this season? Are you getting accustomed to the people, the supporters, and so on and so forth? And do you think that the supporters might give you the help you need in terms of atmosphere? Thank you.
Yeah, I can say for me, playing there at night against, in the Emirates, it's been amazing. You know, whether, I think our first match there was a Wednesday night, and we had, 5,000 supporters, and then the other day we had double the size of that. So I just think no matter how many people are there, we can hear them, and they make such a big difference for us and that stadium as well. So I think for us, playing at home, playing at the Emirates, it gives us, that extra push that we need. Juventus is going to be a very tough opponent to play twice. We both have a lot at stake. So I think having that extra push and motivation from the supporters is going to mean a lot.
Great. We'll leave it there. Thank you, guys.